Supreme Lord, eternal truth, let us obey thee alone and live according to truth. Paramoncha Prabhu Satyam Nityatvamev Kevalam Anuvartamahei Satyam Anujivam Kevalam Om Shantihi Shantihi Shanti. The Mother and Sri Aurobindo is my refuge. Namaste, good morning, Vande Mataram, welcome all of you. This morning, it is a great morning for us. Of course, we are going for the another set of discussion, another type of discussion, of course, in brief. That is on Sri Aurobindo's sonnet, one of the sonnet we are going to take today. This is the Hilltop Temple. The great sonnet, Sri Aurobindo having many other sonnets and all. The one particular sonnet we are now trying to stress upon, to discuss something, to read on this sonnet, the Hilltop Temple. Very beautiful sonnet, of course. It is written by Sri Aurobindo. So this sonnet we are going to have a brief discussion. Little bit we'll see, we'll try to read. After going in the various directions, Savitri, Life Defines, and others, many things we have done in the near future, of course. And today we are going to discuss this topic on the Hilltop Temple. This is a great sonnet by Sri Aurobindo. So normally before going to the topic up to the sonnet, we go to the temple. Many temples are there. The temples are not rare to us. Throughout wherever you go, there will be the temples we will see. And for Hindus it is temple, for the churches are there, for the Christians, mosques will be there for the Muslims. So everywhere you go, for Buddhas, for Jainas, everywhere Gurudwara will be there for the Sikhs. Everywhere you go, something will be seeing on the way. But thing is that temple we see two types of temple we see. One is outer one is inner one. Almost we are staying on the surface and we are almost external. So these temple whatever there we see and we go there. But there is a big temple that is inside us. We forget. Body is the chrysalis of the soul here in the course. We have forgotten. We don't concentrate upon. We never pitch. But this is the only temple where we can go. Again, what happens? According to the name of the gods, we go to the temple. It is constructed, it is erected, it is decorated. It is very thing is there according to the name of the gods, their greatness, their magnanimity, their own bigness. So people go. Here in the course in another line, temples to the Godhead none has seen. The temples here, Godheads to the temple. Godhead according to the name of the Godhead, people go to temple. But another term, temples to the Godhead, just opposite, just reverse. That man has never seen. Nobody has known that they are still only temple of eternity is yet to be lit. If once it is lit, then there will be some luminosity. People will go. Again, there is also one another beautiful thing Sri Aurobindo has quoted that a consciousness led by a truth above was felt in the lower hemisphere. In between this darkness and obscurity, there is a consciousness. It is unlit, not to be seen to the visible eyes. As we have read the physics, of course, we have seen in optics. How we are able to see the object when the light what is being getting deflected back from the object and it comes to coming to the our vision or touching our eyes, then only we are able to see the thing. Here also the same thing. A consciousness led by a truth above was felt. From the truth, from the above, one truth is coming, truth is capital T, and here on the base, in this obscurity, there is a consciousness not at lit, unlit, and it is obscure. So when this truth is coming, it is making the consciousness illumined, dazzled, or seen. Then what happens? Then everything is seen. A consciousness truth lit by a truth above was felt. It felt the touch, but not the hands that drive. So when it was seen, everybody saw there is a consciousness that is luminous, it is seen. But the hands that what really the light, but not the truth. Light is seen, but truth is actually forgotten. Then what happened? People are very much commercial in nature. They have got their rational mind. They makes big business. Then what they do? It caught an image and built from it a world. An image image is caught, an idea is caught, and from it a huge world, huge temple is built. And it made an image there and called it God. There it made and created one ideal, one imaginary image and called it gods. Yet something true and inward harbored there. So people are going, and slow people are going since the age-old story, from the time eternal the people start going. The problem is that actually something is there, it can give you some material pleasure, material assistance it can provide, but the aim, the objective of your life, what for we are meant from the truth supernal, we have come in the process of evolution, and towards which we are spinning up in the process of evolution, that is forgotten, that perfection, that transformation, that luminosity, and that divine life, that heaven, it is forgotten, it can't give. So now we are going to discuss on this great sonnet, that is actually on the hilltop, here in the course here. After unnumbered steps of a hill stair, unnumbered, you can, uncountable, it is not actually named, it is not counted, it is not numbered. After unnumbered steps of a hill stair, I saw upon earth's head brilliant with the sun. Sri Aurobindo rarely quotes I. That type I is very feebly, very in the rare occasion it is used. Here also Sri Aurobindo has quoted, I saw upon earth's head, upon the earth's head, at the zenith, at the top, what Sri Aurobindo says, the brilliant, the earth said brilliant with the sun. Of course the sun is coming, it is there, it is illumining our us, the darkness is cleared away, no darkness, it runs away. But here Sri Aurobindo specifically quotes here very brilliantly, Sri Aurobindo quotes, I, after unnumbered steps of a hill stair, unnumbered stairs. So maybe in consciousness he has passed, he has reached the apex. I saw the earth's head brilliant with the sun, the immobile goddess. So the temple, what is sketched there, what is erected there, the built there, that is the temple of the goddess, the immobile goddess, and before goddess it is written the immobile goddess in her house of stone. So already we have discussed the topic, the caption is hilltop temple. So this temple, immobile goddess in her house of stone, brilliant. This immobile goddess is immobile, in the, where she is in the house of stone, in a loneliness of meditating air. So air is meditating, there is loneliness, the goddess is immobile, and she is sitting in the house of stone. This is the scenario. Who sees? I saw, Sri Aurobindo quotes, I saw upon earth's head, upon where it is, earth's head. Is it visible or something? That question comes. If it is coming, then the brilliant with the sun. Sun, it indicates the heat and light. So there is no chance of any obscurity, any darkness. So where is it? How far it is there? After unnumbered steps of a hill stair, after unnumbered, you don't know the you can't count. That is actually, it is on a very peak. It is there, and I saw. So this is the initial phase, the initial 4 lines here in the quotes in a brilliant letter. This temple exists, brilliant with the sun on the earth's head, immobile goddess, house of stone. Very beautiful description is there. We'll go on to the next phase of the discussion. In a loneliness of meditating air. Initially, it was there, the air was there, it was described, very lonely, meditating air, in the loneliness of the meditating air. The air is meditating and there is loneliness. Second point will come. Wise were the human hands that set the here, there. So who has constructed here? It is constructed because here the course human hands, not a divine, or it is not automatically erected or structured. It is the human. It is made, structured, erected by the human hands, and the human hands. So those who are human, not ordinary human beings, are knowledgeable. These human heads here in the course. It is wise were the human hands. These hands are human hands, and those people who have structured these are the wise are the human hands that set her there, because it is the unnumbered steps. It can't be measured. You don't know what is the difference, what is the real this vertical distance from this erected from this earth surface. So set her there above the world and time's domination. Just imagine, above the time and world space it can't reach there. So above the world and time's dominion it is there. It is structured by the human hands, not the ordinary human hands, the human hands that are you, the human who have erected it, structured it on a very long and distant place, that is these are their wise. The soul of all, the goddess initially is Sri Aurobindo quoted goddess, here Sri Aurobindo quotes, the soul of all that lives, entire the soul of entire lives, all of lives, calm, pure, that lives, the soul of all that lives, the soul of that all that lives. How, what is the how that the soul of all that lives there? Calm, pure, alone. Just imagine. Initially, it is written loneliness of meditating air. So here also the soul of all that lives, calm, pure, alone. Three words are used, very interesting words are used, very unforgettable, that is rememberable, very reasoning words are used. Calm, pure, alone. Revealed in boundless self, mystic and bare. Revealed means it was initially the concealed. So this immobile goddess. Second, the soul of all. There itself is, what is the position? Calm, pure, alone. And of course, loneliness of meditating air is also described here. Revealed its boundless self, mystic and bare. Revealed means it was concealed initially, now it's revealed in boundless self, the mystic and bare. So people can go and so if they are going, they are arriving there, if there is a ascent, if they are able to reach there, they can see the loneliness, they can feel the loneliness, meditating air, they can feel the calmness, purity and alone, calm, pure, alone, these states are there. Revealed means it is not concealed, no, anybody can go, if and only if they will be in a position to reach there. And this boundless self is mystic and bare. So next step we will go there, very interesting description is of course there. So we'll proceed to the third phase. Second, after this third phase, second phase, we'll go to the third phase of this discussion. Our body is an epitome of some vast. Again, vast is capital V. Our body, already we have discussed little bit, one glimpse was there. This body is the inner, this inner temple and outer temple. Outer temple people go every time. Recently we have celebrated our Jagara and Mahashivratri we have celebrated. And just come to the for next month, maybe some Ramanavami is there, we are as well celebrating. That Xmas is there. So for the Muslims, this is coming. Buddha Panchami is also coming. So for them it is Guru Panchami is also coming. So big days are there on the track. There, of course, it is. They are surrounded here very nicely. It is there. It is coming in the periodic manner. It is coming. Our body is an epitome of some past. Already we have scored this body. Temples to the Godhead none has ever seen. Already it is discussed. So what happens? Our body is an epitome of some past. In the course upon our body, it is brilliantly described here. How we are going to discuss and what we really worship. Our body is an epitome of some past that masks its presence by our humanness. Human and humanity, here in the course another suffix is there, humanness. Already we have seen, we worship people, we worship the gods, goddesses and all. Maybe some univocally or some multiplicity we see, number of gods or some only one god. It depends upon religion and their thoughts. But there is also a tussle because for this human, their division, Protestant, Catholic, Shias in Sunni, so Sitambar, Dagambar, Hinjan, Mahajan, so many sects. There is also a complicated segment. Here in the course for this religion has been created. Religion now stands on a blood-stained stone throne. These visible, sometimes we see the forms and sometimes also we quote the formlessness. So here in the course here, very that marks its presence and its luminousness. In us the secret spirit can dwell, a page and a summary of the infinity, a nodus of eternity expressed, laying on the image and the sculptured face.